It's the podcast that has taken over the airwaves, tackling a subject everybody wants to be good at, how to be dateable. Just in time for Valentine's Day, we have the two hosts joining us today. Please welcome Dateable podcast hosts Julie and Yue. Hi.
Hi, Rachel.
Hey,
thanks for having us.
I'm so excited to have you ladies. This is something we've been looking forward to for a couple of weeks now. How to be dateable. How do you even start in a podcast like this? Where did this come from?
Well, this podcast was born here in San Francisco almost 10 years ago.
Wow.
And it started over drinks. Two girlfriends talking about dating. And we thought, you know what, we should record some of these stories that we have and our friends. You know, your friends tell you dating stories all the time, I'm sure. So we decided to do what was called a podcast at the time, which was very new.
Right.
And 10 years later, we've evolved it into dating from all over the world. And now we have a book.
So cool. And in your podcast, what are the main topics that people want to hear about? What are they wondering about when it comes to dating?
Yeah, I mean, it really runs the gamut. Like, we talk about the super tactical of how to navigate apps and how to meet people in real life is a hot topic right now. But then we also go a lot deeper to understanding like our inner workings and how we're really showing up for dates, and a lot of like mental health and psychology topics. So we really run the spectrum.
Yes, speaking of like the mental health aspect of it, it can be so intimidating to go on dates. I mean, especially if you feel like maybe you've gone on one that didn't go so well, and then the next one you're really nervous for. How do people get over the nervousness and just be themselves and have fun actually while they're dating?
Well, that's it. That's the word. Our favorite F word. Fun. And we forget that dating is supposed to be fun. And it's a privilege we get to exercise. Not everybody had this opportunity to date the amount of people they could date. Until now, we have all the options and tools. So if we look at dating as connecting with another human being, and we don't have to think about the end goal or the outcome, even if it's not a romantic connection, you probably had a great time learning about someone or learning something new from someone during that date.
Yes, so true. I feel like even if it doesn't succeed as a relationship, at least maybe you learned something. That's a great way to look at it. Now we talk about the dating archetypes quiz. What is this? You guys talk about this. Tell me a little bit about it.
One of our favorite topics. So in our book, How to Be Dateable, one of the factors came up is that a lot of times dating advice can be really generic, and in turn, it doesn't really help you. So what we want to do is really personalize the book. And over our 10 years of doing Dateable, we talked to thousands of daters, and we've really seen the differences in terms of the patterns, the way people approach dating, the mindset, all of it. So what we did is we made a quiz from what we learned and basically puts people into 5 archetypes. And throughout the book, you can see like what are your dating strengths and then what it might be holding you back.
Okay, absolutely. Wonderful. So when did this book come out?
2 weeks ago.
Wow, so new. Well,
so fresh.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank
so
you.
exciting. Do you all have any favorite parts of making this that you experienced?
Oh, that in writing the book?
Yeah.
Well, I think this is our baby. I mean, we gave birth
4 years in the making, yes.
And, you know, Julie and I have known each other for over 10 years, and then it took us about 4 years to make this book happen. So it's something we're really proud of. And in the beginning, we're like, oh my God, we're writing a book. It's gonna be out there, but now it's out there in the world, and we're sharing, I think, a really important message, which is we want connection, and we don't need to give up on love.
Yeah, very sweet. I love to hear that. I think a lot of people just need to rehear that. Like, it's okay, it's gonna be okay. Just try to go out there and have fun. You've done a lot of research, met a lot of people who are dating. Do you have any like top tips on how to be dateable?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, everyone is already dateable, so we want to start by saying that. I think a big piece of it that we've learned from doing our podcast is that you actually don't need to be good at dating the way that dating is today. And we actually think that's what's getting in people's ways, opposed to them not being quote unquote dateable. So it's really about like getting rid of the rules, getting way of the way you think you're supposed to act in dates, and really coming with your authentic self and dating your way and taking control of your love life.
Now, I feel like one of the most intimidating parts of dating is what if we're sitting there at the dinner table and we run out of things to talk about? We're out of topics. We have nothing more to go for. Do you have any advice on that? Like what to bring to the table and what kind of effort to put in while you're dating?
The reason why people think they run out of topics is because they think they can only talk about specific topics on a date. But if you sit there, talk to a wall about things that you're interested in, you're most likely not going to run out of anything to talk about with the wall even. So we always say lead with your interests, lead with what happened to you during the day, lead with your experiences. You can also ask your date for advice. You know, maybe you had a tough day at work. Let's talk to your date. Like, what are their thoughts on that? You never run out of anything to talk about as long as you lead with your interests.
Okay, wonderful advice there. Now, real quick, I want to talk about your events coming up in the area in the next week. What have we got happening?
Oh, we have so many good ones for people. So if people are looking for Valentine's Day activities, we got you. So we have an event on Friday night at Neon on Union Street.
Okay.
So this will be a live event. There'll be drinks, there'll be food, it'll be fun. And we encourage everyone to come. It's from 6 to 8 p.m. And then on Saturday, we actually have a book reading that will be in Corte Madera Book Passage, that store in Marin. And then on Tuesday, we will be doing an event at Manny's in the Mission that will be talking about the love crisis and how you get out of it.
Okay, wow, you guys are booked and busy, as they say. This is so exciting. If people want to learn more about you, listen to your podcast, get your book, how can they do that?
Well, on social media, we are at Dateable Podcast, so that's the handle. And also, they can go to our website, dateablepodcast.com.
Okay, wonderful. Julie and Yue, thank you so much for being here today.
Rachel.
Best of luck to everyone in the dating world out there. Thank you, ladies, so much for being here.